welcome to the zoominghooskpodcast, and I'm your host, Dustin DaHusky.
And I'm Curdan Sourpuss.
Yeah, it's been nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just, it's not the idea that we can't do enough podcasts lately. I think it's just, if I feel like I have a clean desk, I can easily do it, but then that moves some piles of papers that I really should sort out, which I'm going to get to this weekend, finally. I really want to. And I miss doing podcasts. But yeah, we're still around. It's just trying to find a little bit of time.
It's that crazy time of the year, too. We're transitioning to spring.
I don't know if it's crazy in my new industry. It's just, I just get tired when I get home. So it's like during my shift they say, hey, tomorrow we're going to be low on drivers. Does anyone want to volunteer tomorrow? Obviously, tomorrow is Easter, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
One thing I don't get about the company.
Are you going to work tomorrow?
Oh, no. It's not a paid holiday.
Oh, no. Then you don't.
Yeah.
Then if you don't get overtime, you get overtime, but you don't get holiday pay.
I'm putting that straight. I'm not coming in tomorrow. I'm just saying is, dispatch asked us if any of us wanted to volunteer to work extra, and it could be as long as we wanted to.
Of course it could. Well.
It's just on a Tuesday or on a Thursday, maybe I might go in for maybe an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift just to
pick up a little extra money. Yeah.
Just a bit of extra money, sure. On my actual weekend off, no, I will refuse to come in unless it is a holiday, and even still,
Would I wonder if I would get? Probably not. It's not a national holiday.
No. It's not considered a national holiday.
Then I'm not going in either. Time and a half.
No.
Or whatever.
There is no such thing. It's just Easter. The business world, for how Christian it actually is, they do not actually believe in the business practice of being paid holiday day. Granted, they would get a hard-on for that, but they would never make it be.
No. Hershey's has a chocolate cross. They have chocolate bunnies and now chocolate crosses. I'm like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Why would you eat a cross?
Why would you eat a bunny?
Well, people do eat rabbit, so that makes a little sense. But you don't eat, 2 slabs of wood.
A rabbit doesn't have enough fat in it that you can die from starvation from eating too much rabbit.
Well, yeah.
But that's beside the point.
It is. It's chocolate.
One thing I don't get about the company so far is if they're kind of hard-ass when it comes to your time off, as far as you being at work when you're supposed to work, yet all these people that aren't going to show up tomorrow, just something shows, Kat's going to do a...
I can't.
Well, once it goes, you got to suck it.
Yeah. You should probably we're talking about a beer bottle, by the way.
No, we're actually talking about a beer can.
Beer can, sorry. Apparently I'm drunk already.
You're doing the fraternity thing of biting into a can, but you're going to stab it with a knife and then suck it through the hole. Oops. And then you're supposed to open the tops to let more of it out, which...
Right. Oh, they did that in Beer Fest, didn't they?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So
someday I'm going to try that. What do they call that?
I have no idea.
I know there's a name for it. I'm sure you guys know. Somebody out there knows.
So one thing I just don't understand is that the company will let several drivers walk away.
Oh, of course.
For the reason that... okay, so what I don't understand is you would think working a Saturday to get your Sunday off would be better, but apparently a lot of people would rather have their Saturdays off to work their Sunday, which I think it's more advantageous to actually start your weekend on a Saturday into Monday. But that's just me thinking. I don't know. I said not interested. It's like, I got plans. I don't really plan on doing anything. I'd rather just be home and just be Hoosk.
Yep.
It'll only be different, let's say, on a Thursday where it is my day off, but it's not technically my weekend day off. If I was really hard pressed for a bit of cash, yeah, I could probably work not just 4 or 6 hours at a spot. You know what? I may as well do a whole day just to make my while. Otherwise, if I'm doing less than 8 hours, I'd rather be doing something else.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I could do 4 hours, but if you're really hurting for drivers, you may as well just do a whole shift anyway. And I would rather start. The thing is, though, is they start you at their time, but you can end it at any time.
Yep.
Actually, at that point, I'd rather start as early as I want. They say, oh yeah, it starts tomorrow at 9:30 or something. It's like, in the morning? Oof, that's pretty much your whole day. I would rather prefer to start at 6. Start me at 6, get out by 4.
That's an advert that comes up on Instagram.
Oh, Domino's Pizza?
Yep. Just a nice close-up glam shot of pepperoni pizza.
That's like a crotch shot.
Yep.
Of pizza. Oh. So, now that I get to listen to the radio...
At work.
Well, in my bus. You know what's actually kind of creepy? Songs about girls. Songs about love.
Oh, yeah. That's all we have at Walmart Radio. We literally are promoting sex. And not just sex, but what is it?
For such a country that refuses to look at a anatomical diagram of the naked human body, we sure love rock. There are some good rock songs, but the more I think about it, it's like, oh,
a lot of them are sex.
I mean, I get that.
A lot of them are sex.
But when you really think deep about it, it's actually kind of filthy. It is dirty in a sense that this is not normal.
No.
In heavy Christian America, oh yeah, well we can't teach kids about sex ed, but wait, Bon Jovi is on about talking about a girl.
Yeah.
It's just hypocritical.
It is.
If it's one thing just to knock the bitches up, that's one thing. But when it comes to not knocking up the bitches up, to know what happens in 9 months' time in sex ed, they don't like that.
No.
And it's just contributing to the population.
Yeah, that's right. Our birth rate. Keep our birth rate up.
Yeah. Yeah. I find songs about love and about girls kind of creepy. The One Stick song, Love is a Ritual. Are you familiar with that song?
A little bit.
It's literally lyrics about a sister being the lover of... being her brother's lover.
Ew.
To rock her world. No.
Wow. Sticks. What the hell?
It's the One Stick song that for the longest time that I cannot seem to look around.
And while he's looking up the song, I'm gonna purr and hiss and spit.
Let's see.
We'll probably just edit all this out anyway.
I don't know about... I could care less. Okay, so little sister, she got a lot of time, she got a lot of money. Don't you know that ain't enough? Pretty thing. All dressed up for the main attraction like a baby doll looking for love.
I hope it doesn't actually mean sister. But I wouldn't put it past them.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, here. Come on, dance, little sister. Little sister wants to dance. All night looking for true romance. When a black leather jacket walks little brother to rock her world, to be her lover.
No.
That's part of the lyrics.
No. That's terrible.
That's incest.
That
This is a
isn't.
song about incest and prostitution.
That's terrible.
And yet they play this on the radio. Is there anything wrong about this song?
Everything wrong about it.
So signal all the children, send a message calling to the wild. So you're saying that you want all the children in the world to be prostitutes and have sexual sex with their siblings. I love Styx. They have a lot of great songs. This one bombs. This one bombs, and it's not until now that I actually started looking at the lyrics to know how bad it is. And oh my god, this is terrible. And it's actually kind of sexist if you think about it.
Yeah.
God gave man the breath of life to grow up strong, to take a wife, to change the world, and love is the ritual.
That's what... Which song is this?
Love is the ritual.
I have to hear the actual
Which is
song.
literally...
I hope we don't get...
Little
we don't
man
get
beating his chest and flexing his muscles, gun for hire, he shoots for a star. Like a handsome prince, walking down the street in a shining armor, Romeo in search of his heart.
STYX, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they sing love. They sing "Come Sail Away." I wonder what that song's really about.
It's fun about songs that the more you read into the lyrics, the more that they're trying to actually say. I don't know if Styx is trying to make an incestuous prostitute song, but that's what I'm getting. Wait.
I don't really remember this song.
Good, then maybe it's a good thing.
It's probably one of those songs that kind of went over my head. I mean, that was 1990.
Wow.
I don't know.
Incestual lyrics in rock songs.
It's pretty vague.
No, that's
I mean, that's a large blanket you're throwing out there.
That's a no. That's a scary thing. That's just a generic thing to come up with what's out there.
Songs about incest is what you should have said. Yes, we've hit an all-time low on the show now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it stems from an actual legit subject of music, but this is an actual thing. Film, literature, music. I mean, Weird Al Yankovic made a song about incest. However, that's Weird Al Yankovic.
It's a parody.
He's satire. That's a thing.
Yeah.
When you're actually making a song.
Songs about incest.
Oh my god.
The incest song.
Oh my god.
Top 5 songs about incest.
I'm not finding any actual songs that I know of, but... Oh, 5 love songs with the most creepiest and disturbing lyrics. Let's go with this.
Here we go. I got some for you. Scorpions, Daddy's Girl.
Yeah.
Megadeth, Family Tree. G. Tom Mac, Cry Little Sister. Aerosmith, Jenny's Got a Gun. And I remember that song too. She gets abused and then she kills her father or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Pearl Jam, Alive. I remember that as well. There's other songs too. Three Doors Down, Prince, The Doors,
Okay.
Kate Bush.
One Way or Another, Blondie. One way
Yeah.
or another. Yeah.
We hear it like 5 times a day at work.
Literally, Lemon Incest by Serge and Charlotte Gainsbourg.
I have that on mine too.
Now, this one's a classic. This one I can actually forgive because you know what? It's the Police. Every Breath You Take. However, that is written to be intention. Well, actually, no. It's not meant to be intentionally stalker-ish.
It is though.
Sting wrote it that way on purpose. He's literally talking about a stalker.
You know what I love? Because that song, I've thought about that song many times because they've used other songs in like scary type movies. I'd love to hear that song used, like sung by somebody else, slower, with a kind of a creepy tone to it.
That's how you can make it creepy.
Can you imagine how scary that would be hearing that?
The song as it is actually pretty normal if you think about it, and it is a pop classic. So that one is permissible. Let's see. I'm Slowly Turning Into You by the White Stripes, which I've never heard of before. Drain You by Nirvana.
I can see that.
Closer by Nine Inch Nails. Baby It's Cold Outside has to be the creepiest Christmas song. Yeah. Baby It's cold outside, but I need to get home. Mm-hmm. Why don't you stay a while? I need to get out of here.
Yep, she literally wants to get the hell out of there, and he's like making every excuse to say,
I want to be in your pants.
That's right.
Yeah. That is the creepiest.
Instead of going home, let me rape you.
Yeah. That's fucked up about America and its music culture is that we play songs on the radio in different seasons that is like, dude, why the hell?
Because it's so familiar, it's just accepted.
That's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable, but we accept it because we know all these songs.
And it's... Who actually sings this?
Bing Crosby. Which song?
Baby It's Cold Outside.
I think it's Bing Crosby.
Song is popularized by Dean Martin.
Oh, Dean Martin.
Where the Wild Roses Grow by Nick Cave featuring Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
Minogue?
Yeah.
Father Figure by George Michael.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently Wrong Way by Sublime.
Yep.
I was expecting a lot more rock songs because you know what? There's a ton of rock songs. Now, okay, yeah, ladies, guns, sex, alcohol. Okay, that's one thing. That's a part of metal rock culture anyway. I accept that. However, I'm talking about songs that are the lyrics themselves literally discuss incest in a way that it's not being hidden by it. It's pretty brash. It's pretty forward.
Do you remember a band called Stabbing Westward?
No.
They have a song called Sleep.
Oh, God. That doesn't sound good at all.
The Who has a song called Fiddle About.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
The Doors, The End. Prince sings a song about Sister. Three Doors Down. Sarah Yelling. Those are all rock bands.
I find it disturbing that this much music of this type of subject is out there in the world. However, it was a different, well, you can use the excuse it was a different time back then. It's just, that's sold. And you know what sold the most of those songs? The beat. The beat and the melody. And the lyrics is just a part of the droning sound of
People didn't pay attention to lyrics much.
No. Unless you're a Rush fan like me, where lyrics is almost nearly everything.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to a Rush song, you're listening to two songs. First, you're listening into a passage of time through Neil Peart's brain. Second, you're listening to a Rush song. So, I don't know, it's just something about love songs and songs about incest and about, wanting to get into your sister or keeping girls in your house that you want to fiddle-dee-dee with in a Christmas song. This country is fucked up when it comes about, songs. And it shouldn't have to be. But we still, the thing is, these songs are so old that they become accepted into today's music culture. It's just what it is. I still don't think it's acceptable, but people are still going to listen to it until someone makes an effort to say, hey, why do we play Love is a Ritual on the radio? Because this is literally about a brother getting his way with a sister. And his sister is totally on board with it. So, I don't know. Not too impressed.
Yep. That's us too. We have nothing but love songs, and basically
there is such a thing as a good love song.
There is. But I mean, at Walmart, we're all about selling sex to people. Buy our groceries and overpriced stuff, and make sure you go home and
feel my love baguette.
Make sure you go home and make babies.
Oh yes, but do not look at another naked human being.
Yeah.
God forbid you look at another naked human being. But at your wife's naked being, oh yeah, go plow her. Go plow her fields with your dick mast.
Love cannon.
Lick My Love Pump by Spinal Tap. Which I want to get their tape cassette.
Wait, is that a real song?
These are all real songs.
What is it called?
So, Lick My Love Pump. So, for those that actually don't know, the movie Spinal Tap is actually made up of not an actual band, it's a fictional band, but it is of actual songs that they've created and played themselves. They literally wrote the song, they literally wrote the lyrics, they literally learned how to play the instruments to play these songs.
That's so it's not a real band?
It's all satire. It's much like the Schmangy Brothers, The Last Polka, with John Candy and, what's his name? I don't know, it's just, I forgot what I was even talking about. I've been up since 2 a.m.
Yep, me too. So how was your day? Busy?
Okay. Actually, pretty low in volume, which for Saturday is normal. So, I was actually looking. So, when I pick up clients, I have to actively make contact with the client to say that I've tried to make contact before I can cancel.
No, when you make contact, are you talking about phone call?
I don't do the phone call, but knock on the door.
Okay.
Try to see.
So physically try to, let them know you're there.
Yes. And someone buzzed me into this gated community, but it wasn't the person I was picking up. And I was waiting in their foyer or whatever you would call it, or whatever. I'm waiting for about four minutes. I've got 5 minutes before I have to do something.
Yep.
Then I called dispatch after waiting about nearly 4 minutes inside, looking around, looking through the glass. I can't get in as far as where I could. And I ask, I kind of tell dispatch, hey, I'm picking up for Robert. I haven't seen him yet, but I want to let you guys know that I'm here. I have looked around and I couldn't find anything. Okay, 10-4. So that is my part saying that I've actively looked for 4 minutes.
Now, do you have a radio on your car that you guys just like a CB radio?
Yeah, it's a two-way radio. Actually, it is a CB radio.
Uh-huh.
And I decided to go back in just to see if they might be ready and whatnot. The second time I came back in, no one was there. So then I walked back to my bus, letting dispatch know that, hey, I didn't see Robert yet. I can pretty much wait for a little while before we can say a no-show and cancel at the door.
Right.
As I'm sitting down with radio in hand, Robert suddenly appears out of the ether of this building. And I greet him and say, hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. I am your driver. Oh, so you weren't sitting in your bus with the radio and you were making me a no-show, huh? I didn't know... The best thing to say is not to say anything at all. The only thing it did say, I was waiting inside for 4 or 5 minutes to see if you were available, and you weren't. I didn't even say that. I said I was inside for 4 minutes before coming back to my bus. Just to say that alone.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's a stereotype that these clients that we pick up think that we literally show up somewhere, we stay in our bus, don't do anything, then call dispatch, hey, no one is there, make them a no-show, and then drive off.
Right.
Me, I don't believe in that, because staying busy is the best thing instead of having to call a no-show.
I mean, here's the thing about this. If you're using a service like this, like what you work for, you as a client have to be ready.
Oh, yeah.
You should already be down there watching for your ride.
Oh, yeah. You shouldn't have to get your jacket on and whatnot. I would say 15, 20 minutes before you should be fully ready.
I'm not saying that you should do this, but as someone who would use a service like this or set up a service like this for my mom's down there waiting, ready.
Oh, yeah. And I've got something on that as well to talk about, too.
Yeah.
But this gentleman... He just said that to me.
I think he's almost like picking a fight at that point.
Oh yeah, I wasn't certain if it was reverse racism or if he was just plainly attacking what my company does. Which if that's what my company does, shame on the company.
Right.
Shame on the other drivers. But me, I'm not like your other driver. So I actually take my job seriously. But because I'm the only white person on my whole shift, and I work in the core of Milwaukee, that's a place where you don't see many white people at all.
No.
In fact, there isn't. I have no issues with the local populace, because you know what? They see me helping their community by getting their relatives, their friends, whomever that I'm helping. They know that, hey, this dude is doing this. We're not going to really haggle him or this and that.
Yeah.
If you're just an ordinary white person going through the core, they may haggle you. But then again, I don't blame them, because they may have had some run-ins with some pretty bad white people. So I'm not going to discount that.
No.
That maybe this client that I was picking up may have had a run-in with a really, really racist person who was white.
Sure.
And then assume that every white person he'd ever meet is going to be the same. And yet, I wasn't certain if he was personally just attacking me, or he was just attacking the company, because that seems to be what some people do. And I don't know. It's just to me, I was kind of taken off by that, but I didn't say much else. I kind of kept to myself and whatnot. The guy reeked of weed. He stank my bus. So much so What are you doing, cat?
Blepping.
Aw, you're blepping. My bus rank of weed because of this guy. Just by sitting in it for 10 minutes. So much so that 2 hours after he was gone, on my way back to the substation, my bus still stinks like weed. And the mechanic there pays no attention to it. It's like, oh, okay. And then he just drove off with the bus. I could have
Probably used to it.
that and probably getting high off of it like I have in the last hour. Because I started feeling pretty good in the last hour.
He got a contact high.
There we go. I was looking for that. So, I don't know. That was the only thing that stood out to me this whole day, besides one other incident that I'm about to talk about. But yeah, it felt off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you're meeting a different person for the very first time, and then that's the first thing you say to them.
Yeah. Sounds like he wasn't in his right mind anyway.
No, or...
That's the guy that smelled like pot?
Oh, yeah, reeked of it. Oh, yeah.
You know what? Not even worth a thought
No.
at that point.
I think he just had too many run-ins with too many racist white people.
People that are under the influence of anything will spout off the first thing that's on the tip of their tongue.
That too. He could have been high.
Yeah, or drunk. Doesn't matter. That doesn't even deserve a second thought.
No. Which, for the rest of the day, I just kind of like, okay, that happened.
Funny you said the high thing, though, being high. I actually had to deep breath myself because the end of my shift, I was getting pretty pissed off at one of my coworkers because he doesn't finish his work. He leaves it for other people to do.
He fucks off.
Yeah. And is it still good?
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's been in the freezer. Yeah, he'll work all these boxes and he'll leave all this cardboard for his maids to clean up after him. So today, the two women that I work with were like, "Hey Joe, we're thinking about," that's my name, "Hey Joe, we're thinking about having Alex bin this stuff." And at first I was like, no, he's not going to do it right. I'll do it. And then I thought, no, you know what? I do want him to do it. But he's got to do it right. And of course, Carol looked at me like I was nuts. Like, do it right? He won't do it right. And I'm like, he'll do it right or he doesn't have to work with us anymore. So we're back there kind of not arguing, but discussing it. In he walks. I pound on the cart that I have, which is hollow, because there's no boxes on it. Makes a really loud sound. Lauren's like, "Oh, my ears." And I'm like, "Alex, I need you to do me a favor. Can you bin this dry stuff?" Binning is just putting stuff back in our shelves. All the overstock that we got from today's freight. That won't go back out. "Sure, I'll do it. But you have to do it right." "I always do it right." "No, you don't. Just make sure you rotate it properly. First in, first out. The whole FIFO thing.
Mm-hmm. Places rarely ever use LIFO.
Yeah. So, yeah, after that, I was like fuming. I was back there, and I have my mask on because I'm on the floor, and I was breathing heavily, and I was putting bananas out, and I had 78 cases of bananas to put out in 20 minutes.
Are you a heavily breathing cat?
I was heavy breathing.
Were you being a log?
Yeah. It's like that one fat cat that is just the heavy breathing meme.
Yeah. Aww.
But 78 cases of bananas, that's over 2,800 pounds of bananas that I had to put out in 20 minutes. So I'm like, heavy breathing. And finally I'm like, "Joe, you're getting yourself flustered and pissed off. Slow your breathing down." So I'm like,
asthmatic poos.
very much asthmatic. But I was
so
literally
then many wheezes.
yeah.
So then you're both heavy breathing and wheezing poos.
And I was breathing so slowly that I was like over intaking the oxygen. And anybody that knows anything about oxygen, if you take too much in, you can actually develop a slight high from it.
Feeling high on life.
That's why it calms you when you breathe deeply. It can calm you down from being pissed off. So I had to do that to myself. I had to calm myself down because I was getting pretty pissed. And that was my day.
Aww. So, the second thing that came to mind today that I am not at all mentally prepared for, or not even my job description, I had to pick someone up at Walmart.
Oh, no.
And apparently, my job is a bus operator. I'm only meant to pick people up, and drop people off, and escort them to their door if needed. I leave them at the door as soon as they get in. That's my job. I went above the call of duty today on this one person, and I did not like the idea of doing it because this is not my job description. No. I am not trained for this.
And if anything happens, you're liable.
Yeah, that too. So, stage the scene. Walmart.
Not mine, was it?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm never in Waukesha County. So, Walmart. I'm supposed to pick up someone. And I stop, I get out, and I find my client, whose name is Mary. And I actually have 3 theories. What happened was when she was getting groceries, she left her. Now, this is what I don't understand. This is one thing I don't understand. I didn't drop her off. I only picked her up.
Right.
So, how does this make sense? I don't know. She had left her wallet and her purse at home.
Oh, God.
How the fuck did you get to Walmart in the first place? Because the bus fare is $4. My thought is, okay.
Someone drove her.
It's actually totally possible. It may not have been a bus driver. It may have just been someone else.
Neighbor.
The thing is, though, she's in a wheelchair. So, I actually don't know who. It was probably another minivan that could probably drop her off.
Maybe.
But you know what? You just can't put her in a car anyway because she's got a wheelchair.
Unless it was like a bus or something, or a van or something.
So, she is upset. And she's upset in the way that she sounds like she is in mortal pain.
Oh, God.
However, this is where I'm starting to wonder what the hell is actually going on. Is she upset? Is she so upset that she left her purse at home while doing groceries and wanted to check out and realized she didn't have it? So much so that she was so upset that she started howling in pain and crying for her mom. And this person, who I believe is probably at the very least 50 years old, probably couldn't be no younger than that, but probably couldn't be no older than 60. So I could assume that it is possible that her mom could be passed on. Could be. But she's already going through a tirade with that. I don't know if it's psychological. If she thinks she's always in pain.
Yeah.
Or she's actually in physical pain all the time, meaning every waking minute of her day she's in pain doing something.
We know people like this.
I mean, there's...
You don't have to name them.
Oh, no.
We know people like this.
Right. However, and I'm even going to say this about your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom is doing fantastic compared to this person.
Well, she has her off days.
She thinks... Now, your mom may have some pain due to the weather.
Yeah.
If this is actual physical pain that I have witnessed, someone lifting their arms, so for me to put their seatbelt on,
Yep.
ah! Literally shouted in the bus.
My mom can't lift her arms a certain height.
However, is she howling in pain that actually my ears feel like they could be being ripped off?
Hopefully not. It almost sounds like overacting.
Oh, I think it is too, which is why I think it could be psychological. But the thing is, I'm not trained for that. I'm only a bus operator.
Right.
I'm only supposed to take person point A to point B, nowhere else, no buts and ends. Just literally pick you up, drop you off so I can be on my way because I've got other clients to pick up.
Right.
I'm literally on a time schedule. I can be 25 minutes late. Above that, and the county of Milwaukee is going to be angry at me, and I don't want that.
Right.
So she and another person at Walmart wanted to follow my bus to her location so that she could perhaps take her back to Walmart to pay for her groceries.
Okay.
So this other car followed me up until the turn into the parking lot. Then all of a sudden this other person fucked off. She's nowhere to be found in sight. I literally think she just ditched. I think she believed that it was much more work than it was worth and left me to it.
Wow.
So now I was dealing with this lady, taking her off the bus, putting her on the lift, taking her out. My job is to only go to the door.
Yeah.
Normally the double door.
Yep.
By the time I reach the double door, I don't go any further because you know what?
It's not your...
It's not what I'm supposed to do.
Right. It's not
But
your
you know
job.
what? She owes me money. Because I ended up saying that she paid $4 when she didn't have $4 because, of course, no purse means no money. Even to the point where I thought I'm almost better off just paying it out of pocket just to get her off my bus. Just to, not to say to be rid of her, but I got other places to be.
Yeah.
I can't, if I did that with every single person I did, I wouldn't be on time after a while.
You'd be late the whole day.
Yeah. And I was actually doing incredibly good until they...
So what ended up happening?
I had to take her to a room. Where another nurse came by, walked around, says, are you going to be taking care... not in that way. I was hoping to hand her off to someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm only a bus operator.
Yep.
The other person that walked by that was wearing a hospital gown, she was putting on her gloves while she was walking towards me. Oh, cool, okay, this person will see her through.
Thank God.
No, she walked by. It's like, oh no, I got other things to do. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? So now I had to walk to her room and get her close to her bed, which then she had to filter through. I like to think my room's a mess, and actually no, this person's room is...
Much messier.
Oh my god, it's a shit sty. I should not have to complain, and I should not have to say anything, because I can be messy Hoosk at times. I can be clean Hoosk, then I can be messy when I get so tired with work that I don't have a chance to really get the energy to do anything. But anyway,
seeing people living in that condition definitely inspires.
Oh yeah, which I've been wanting to clean this room anyway for this weekend. Seeing that definitely does.
Yep.
Then she looks around and says, do you have change for 20? Wait a minute. If you only had 20s on you, how the hell did you pay $4 in the beginning? She must have been dropped off. She may have been dropped off by someone.
Yeah.
So, if she had her... But she was expecting to get cash back from grocery shopping, but what's the guarantee that she'd get enough to make the $4 for her fare?
Yeah.
She didn't plan this out, which at that point I lost all sympathy for her.
Yep.
I had sympathy for her because I thought, wow, this person's in so much pain. I don't know if she's acting. She's screaming mom, and she's screaming mom to me, so she thinks that I'm her mom at times. Yeah, she's...
Going through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's totally having the proverbial cow. And I felt bad for her until that very moment of, I only have 20s. Looked at my wallet. I gave her $16 worth of change, and I took her 20, put it in the bus, and then after work, I took my $16 back. Because that's my money.
Yeah.
I didn't get a single tip today, so I want my money back.
Yep.
I should not have to do that to people.
Mm-mm.
I once paid someone's bus fare with tips because it would have taken more time to explain what's going on than it is to reach in my pocket, get the $4 worth of tips. That's not even my cash, just people give to me throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Says, okay, here, sir, I'm paying it for you now. Just to let you know, this is not always going to happen.
Yep.
I just so happen to have $4 in tip money right here.
You said that to him?
Oh, yeah.
What did they say?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So much so that when he got inside, he told one of his caretakers to give me $5.
Damn right.
So it was the $4 to pay for his fare, and I took the extra dollar for tip. And then I got my $4 back because then I realized he paid for his, so I can have it back. So technically I had actually $10 in tip that day. That was a pretty good day. But just the speed time,
Yeah.
it's often enough quicker if I have the cash. If it's coming from my own money, then it's bullshit. Then I will call dispatch.
Yep.
But if I got the tip money, that's technically not my own money.
You should never have to do that.
I should not have to do that, but my time is very valuable in my bus. The slowdown of someone saying they don't have any cash and giving me a hospital tag as money shows that I don't have enough time for this bullshit. I would rather be on the road dropping these people off,
Yep.
taking the tip money from my pocket and say, hey, sir, this may not happen again. And not many other drivers are going to be this generous to do this.
Definitely not.
So I'm going to help you out, sir, just to keep us going. Because I'm on a time crunch, and I told him that. Which I was always either 5 minutes early or 5 minutes late within that 25-minute window, which is literally nothing.
Yeah.
I'd rather be on time or 5 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Early is always best for me, and people complain that I'm too early, but you know what?
You know what?
You expect to be picked
They
up.
have no reason to complain if you're early.
Oh, yeah. I had one gentleman today, and I parked in the middle of an intersection for this man. And I thought he was in a wheelchair. Nope, totally ambulatory. Which
Wow.
means he walks on his own 2 feet. I was literally sitting at his... Dispatch told me a 10-6, which is literally standby. So I literally waited for this guy for 30 minutes.
Wow.
I actually went to his door twice for 5 minutes each. So I waited 10 minutes outside of his door to see if he was ready. Rang his doorbell, nothing happened. Granted, the first time I was 30 minutes early. That was my bad. I thought I was running late. Turned out I wasn't looking at the clock either. That was my bad the first time. The second time was about 15 minutes later. Just to see, hey, I pissed him off earlier. Let's see if he is ready now. You know what? Not even ready then. And it wasn't until 5 minutes before he should have been picked up, I was about to call in dispatch, say, I'm going to check one more time to see if he's ready.
Do you knock too, along with ringing their doorbell?
Yes. Because sometimes doorbells don't work.
I bang. Like, I will literally bang on a door.
And you would get the sass. You would
I
get
don't
the
care.
sass.
I'm on a crunch. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. You asked for the service? Let's
And
go.
this man says, why are you so early? It's like, wait, do you mean that people who have picked you up in the past have always come early? Are you actually complaining that finally you're going to get to where you need to be not only on time, but even so early that you can relax before you need to do anything?
No.
Check in with your doctor. Check in with your schedule.
Yep.
Check in with conceptionist. Or receptionist.
Receptionist.
damn
yeah.
it.
Conceptionist is the, I don't know.
Spread your legs and receive
Conceptionist.
my rod.
Take my seed.
Take my seed and growl. No, but there are some people that complain that I show up early. A lot of them appreciate that I show up early because I'm sure a lot of them got picked up late.
Yeah.
And I notice I can always be 15 minutes early, and they're always ready to go in the morning. But in the afternoon,
The morningers, I'm sure the morningers are the best clients, probably.
yes. Oh, yes. My best clients are always...
Because you know, those people have the wherewithal to be ready.
And
my mom is not one of those people.
And all the clueless ones happen to be the ones after lunch or afternoon.
Lazy fuckers.
Yep.
Don't ever say that to them, but...
Oh, I'd get fired on the spot.
But that's what they are. I mean, our music at Walmart changes for the lazy people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can hear it.
And what's a song for lazy people? Please tell me. I am interested.
Sitting by the dock of the star.
So they play country.
Yeah, country. A lot of country.
I never assumed country to be lazy music,
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
It does.
Hey, they're working on a cow farm, looking at a cow shit, putting it on fire.
No, you should meet Lauren because she songs. All we do is sing songs about got my dog in my truck and
I got my guns back, got my gun, got my dog back, got my truck back, got my wife back, got my kids back, and then got my balls back, and then I lost them all again.
Yeah.
And it's so true about so many country songs.
Almost every country song ever.
Unless one is talking about the city and retro wave and vaporwave, then okay, then country, you got me there. But beyond that, country music, totally predictable.
Yeah, me and Lauren need to hang out because we just vibe so much on this. You would love her. She's hilarious.
So, I get complaints by a few people, not many. But the few people that complain are the ones that I have actually been waiting for them the longest.
Of course.
It almost seems like they just woke up.
That's their security. That's their defense.
Yeah.
It's almost like a. So you don't have to complain about them being slow or late, so they come at you first.
There's a reason why I never leave my station late, because you know why? I show up literally 30 minutes before I roll my bus off the line. I leave an hour early before I even leave the line, and I wake up 2 hours early before I leave the line.
Yep.
My day starts 2 hours before I even start work. And I only live 20 minutes away from my job. Because I want to make sure I make a good impression on my coworkers, but I want to start something professional too with myself. If these people have a hard time getting ready 30 minutes before they get picked up, and I'm making the effort to leave work an hour before I even have to leave the line, just shows that a lot of these people have not learned much.
No, they're not disciplined in getting ready. My mom's one of those people. She will literally wait till the last second. And that's what a lot of these people are doing.
Yeah.
They know they have time, and then all of a sudden...
And they realize they didn't have...
Right, they didn't have as much time as they thought
they didn't have any time. They were just fooling themselves.
They were just fucking off.
Yeah. No, it does not take 10, 15 minutes to put on a jacket. Yes, I understand you move slow. But seriously, even 15 minutes, be ready. Because I may show up early, and you may appreciate that. Because you know why?
Something else may come up.
Yeah.
You know, you may have to fill out more paperwork than you thought at the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or
but now you've got that extra time to do that shit.
A lot of these people don't think like that.
Yeah.
And these are people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Mind you, the ones that only complain, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
The ones that don't got their shit in order.
You know they do. You know they do.
And often enough, the ones that don't complain are my favorite.
Yep.
Now, today is another... Now, normally Saturdays, the dispatcher, Jeff, whom likes to change up my route schedule almost immediately I get off the line, my entire manifest no longer matters. I could throw it in the air in the back of my bus knowing that it doesn't matter of who to pick up. Because you know why? Jeff fucking changes who and where and why and all the things. Because you know what? It don't make sense. It just happens. So, literally random. After I leave. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. However, Saturday, Jeff doesn't work. Jeff is a weekday bird. So he don't work the weekends. So guess what? My Saturdays go according to plan.
Good.
Which actually makes it the most easy to do thing. for my job is to go exactly where I think I need to go. And often enough, there's no change. Until today. Then all of a sudden, because there's a shortage of drivers, I don't know if there's a shortage or they didn't show up.
Sounds like the weekend.
Yeah. One thing I don't understand is that I'm going to location A. Just A for reference. I am on my way to location A. 10 minutes into location A, I am getting there close. And then all of a sudden dispatch says, 304, what's your 20? Which is asking...
What's your location?
What's your location? It's a 1020 or a 30420. And I say, I'm on Miller Parkway, heading towards Lincoln Avenue. Oh, hey, dash that. I'm going to send you a new location to go to.
Dash that is canceled out.
Yeah. So, the 2 pickups that I would have had been reduced to 1, then they added another. I pull off towards the side of the road, enter in the new location of my GPS. Then all of a sudden, 304, I'm going to transfer that to someone else. Can you pick up this person on blah, 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 blah? Sure, yeah, I can do that. What choice do I have?
Right.
Turns out, the pickup time and the drop-off time are listed, meaning I have to make those time on the clock to be good, but to be in good terms with the county. This was 2 p.m. is my current time. The pickup time that they just pinged me that I needed to go do was already 30 minutes late.
Oh, thanks.
I made up for 5 minutes, so I was within that 25-minute box. Actually, no. I made up 10 minutes. I was there 20 minutes late. Actually, no. That was actually 25. I still made the 25-minute window, but now the county will investigate that.
Of course.
Which the company will just look into it. It's like, what am I supposed to do? You give me a location that's already late.
Right.
Her drop-off is on time, but her pickup was late. So I get there and whatnot, pick her up, it's no issue. Really, it's nice to have a client that's not a hassle for the end of the day.
Right,
It's kind of
understandable.
Nice.
People that understand.
But I went from reference point A, going there, to then giving reference point B.
Mm-hmm.
Then they give me reference point C and say, hey, I need you to go there instead. We'll give these to other people.
Drivers.
And then they say, hey, 304, what's your 20? Well, on my way to pick up reference point C. Because there was one more pickup after her. That would have been my last one. At the moment when I said, oh, yeah, I was on... I was off 35th Street. I forget what street it was, really. Mm-hmm. Holton or something. I don't know. And, you know what? When I said where my exact location was, which I was literally 4 minutes away, they ended up taking my last pickup for someone else. So whether if they're running out of work for people to do, or they knew that I was not going to pick up, the person who was scheduled to be on time picked up. Right. On-time pickup. And they gave that to someone else, which will also be late. So this person got my garbage that I didn't do. And not only that, but it would have been probably late on their end as well. Because I was literally 30 minutes drive from this person who was already 30 minutes late. So I could... Shit, that was an hour late. No, forget the 25-minute window. Holy shit. So yeah, so dispatch fucked me up on that. But the lady was nice, and she was inside a beauty salon and whatnot, and she was looking pretty, so she wasn't complaining, so it meant that she was indifferent of the idea, but
right.
But amazingly, drop-off was on time, which I guess that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they started changing the destinations, the drop-offs and the pickups on my tablet, which I use as a digital manifest. I have a paper manifest in case the digital one goes out. No, on any weekday, the paper manifest is useless because they already changed it up anyway.
Yep.
So literally, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. On Saturdays, it's perfect because they never change it, except for the last 2 hours. Then they started switching things up.
Right.
But I was still picking up people on time until the last hour, and then everything was all fucked. But yeah, that was my day.
Oh.
Still wasn't so bad. I had a dingbat get too close to me and tap my mirror on the bus.
Wow.
But it didn't do any damage, so I didn't even bother reporting it to dispatch because you know what? It was out of view of the camera, which I hope it was out of the camera. Even looked at closer inspection, that there was nothing different about that mirror anyway. But that stupid fuck off pickup truck was close enough to knock its mirror on my mirror without even batting an eye. It's like, dude, if you fucked off with my mirror and you drove off, that's another accident report that I have to file with people that hit and run.
Yep.
Because that's technically a hit and run.
Yep.
So. Yeah, the north side of Milwaukee.
I don't understand that. Like whenever I'm around buses, be it full size or smaller,
Yeah.
I try to be. I'm actually overly cautious.
Oh yeah, same.
I will either back off. I will let them if they're stopped, and they have to pull out.
You were a smaller fish.
I'm all about go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't care if the person behind me is pissed off. If that bus is done at their pickup and they've got to pull out into moving traffic, I'm the one that will slow down and let them over, just so they can get back on their route.
I will tell you this: the least appreciated set of drivers on the road anywhere in the country right now.
Yeah.
Semi-truck drivers, I'm sorry to say, but you guys are on a pedestal.
Yep.
You guys are more well-respected than bus drivers.
Oh, by far.
We bus operators are the least respected human beings on the road right now.
Yep.
Because people don't give a shit about us.
Taxi drivers are assholes.
Yes, and, well, that rightfully so. But since a taxi driver is also just an ordinary vehicle, they don't have to care about us.
No, they don't.
So actually, taxi drivers are just below semi-truck on that food chain of respect.
Yeah. Well, I don't respect taxi drivers.
But I respect
They drive like assholes. They get no respect from me. All respect to bus drivers.
I always like to think of it as the bigger fish. To other vehicles, I am a bigger fish. However, no one respects the bigger fish, so they don't give a fuck.
The reason that I hold bus drivers in higher regard is because, number one, actually, the biggest point is they're holding the lives of other people in their hands. Yeah. Semi-trucks, okay, well, taxi driver has a living passenger. I get that, fine. But semis don't have most of the time don't have, unless they're carrying livestock.
Well, but then again, you're not responsible because it's not a human life.
But it's not a human life. That's why...
I am responsible for every passenger on my bus.
Right. That's why...
Which gets sweaty at times.
All respect. If you guys don't respect your bus drivers, please.
I have a higher respect being a bus operator for other bus operators because I didn't realize we were that disrespected on the road.
I did.
People literally don't give a fuck about us. And so much so that they're close enough to even run rear end into me and not even bother to check up on how I am. They just drive off. Yeah. So, but yeah, the city bus, bigger fish. Yep. I will respect the bigger fish. And often enough, sometimes the bigger fish doesn't respect me, but I can understand because it is a bigger fish.
Right.
Most cases, they understand that I'm just a smaller version of them. That I have to go where I need to go, and they tend to tolerate me because you know what? I'm doing the same job as they are, just on a smaller scale. Kill it! Kill the stupid bug! Kill it! Let's see. What is it? Holy Mother of Christ. Nope, no, it's still there. Smash the fucker. Smash it. He's got a flip-flop and the cat is pissed off. Smash it. The cat is patting it, and he's absolutely smacking the shit out of it. He is actually punching it like a cat would. The insect is dead. Oh my god, I can hear the pop and I can feel the pop. And I'm still wearing...
I think it was dead already. It's dry.
And the cat is successful. Now he has redeemed himself. There's still no word of that spider from many months. Aw, he's saying do it.
Do it. Just do it.
But yeah, that's pretty much my day in a nutshell.
You know what I've noticed more than anything else because of my job?
What?
My shoulders and my back muscles.
You have back cat muscles? Aw, I can see it in your arms.
Right here. Feel this. Don't feel that. Feel the shoulders and back. Stop touching that.
It sounds like I'm smacking something else, but I'm not. That's a good cat. That's a good cat. That. Ooh,
Feel
yes.
the shoulders and the back.
Oh my goodness, that is tense. You're a fierce cat. Okay, wait.
The calves are terrible. I skipped leg day.
Aw.
I'm very badly proportioned right now. I look at myself naked in the mirror and I'm like, this looks off.
Aw.
When I have to wrap a pallet, like the video I showed you, where I have to like literally walk around because we don't have the spinny thing that you did at what the hell is the name of the place you used to work at? What's the place you used to work at?
My last job?
Yeah.
I'll call it Hellhole.
Okay, at Hellhole, where you got to like spin it, I have to walk around and I have to start obviously the bottom.
Uh-huh.
I tie it and then I work my way up. After wrapping an entire pallet, obviously being dizzy, but I can feel it in my legs because I have to walk around, basically squatting for the first like 4 times around it. And I feel it in my cat legs.
Aw.
And today, Sylvester did not let me kiss his pubs. He was busy loafing in the window.
Aw, he is loafing and showing off his beans, but no one else can touch him.
Yep. Looking for his coyote friend, I think.
Aw, he was like, ooh, yes. Cat facing.
Cat facing in the window.
Cat facing in all the places.
I'm just going to say, that was a wet one. I didn't really hear it on the mic, I don't think, but I can definitely smell it.
Oh, God.
That's why I spray cologne on the back of my pants.
Aw.
So for the first like hour, you don't smell my farts. After that,
Game over.
game over. You can smell them.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty buzzed right now. I feel like if I have one more, I will be.
Loafing. Actually, no, you'd be flopping.
I'll definitely be flopping.
Aw.
There's a cat. Somebody's told me about a cat that goes limp when you pick it up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
It goes completely limp, like it just gives up. I think my brother-in-law was talking to me about it. I have to text him. Because I think his brother has a cat, has multiple cats, and they have one cat that just, when you pick it up, it just goes limp. Like, it just gives up, like, completely.
Aw.
Yep. It sounds like most cats. So I was fapping to butts today.
You were fapping to butts?
Yes.
Were they nice butts?
Yeah, they were very nice butts. Oh, did I get rid of the app? I couldn't have. Oh, there we are. I'll show you.
What is that?
Flickr.
Oh, what's a Flickr?
It's another photo sharing app thing. I don't remember how to navigate this at all. Oh, that's a nice landscape. Butts. Oh, there's a doggo.
Aw. Aw, it's a Zoomy. It's a Zoomy boy.
Through the water.
He is cascading through the water.
So you have no plans for the weekend?
Besides probably hanging out with the torpedo later. I kind of catch up to see how the old job is faring up without me. See and hear of any of the shitstorm. That is my old job, and you know what? I had a dream last night that I was visiting my old job.
Oh, God.
And the only one that wasn't there was my boss. Or the old boss. Because you know what? He didn't need to be there.
He didn't need to be there. He's useless.
Yeah. He's even useless in my dreams. So, at least hanging out with the torpedo. I don't know, maybe do Applebee's or something. But that's if there is an Applebee's that is open. Because I don't even know.
I mean, it's not a holiday, so they should be. It should be.
I think so. Yeah. Look at the definition in that ass.
I know. That's some great definition.
That's a great ass.
That's an ass that's ready to be fucked.
The cat is wanting to prowl and pounce.
Yep. Stick my face in there.
He wants to stick the face into the...
Yeah, that's a face. That's a face that needs to be asked. I mean, that's an ass that needs to be faced. It doesn't work either. Actually, it works better the other way. That's a face that needs to be asked.
Oh. So, I like to go antiquing, pretty much going to antique stores and just kind of window shop.
See, antiquing sounds different. For me, antiquing is throwing flour in a sleeping person's face.
Right, and it's to make them look old and whatnot. And
like
dusty.
an antique.
Right. Whereas I saw some AK bayonets, so I, bought 2 Romanian ones. And then one of them was actually a Bulgarian Type 1 AK bayonet, which aren't really common anymore, so they're not worth more, but they're more unusual because they're hard enough to find in the wild. I had one local say, hey, which I had no intentions of buying the Type 1. I only wanted to buy something that was actually going to be useful, because I've got AKM parts kits, and would be fun to have a bayonet for each parts kit. And one for my dad, because I don't think I ever gave one to my dad. So, no interest in a Type 1, because different bayonet mountings make it incompatible. Okay, that's fair. However, one local is like saying, hey, could you get that for me? And, figuring out, hey, get that for me, being he'll pay me back to get it, since he was pretty interested in it. So I thought, hey, why not? I'll get it out and I can arrange shipment. But that means literally pay what I paid for it plus shipping, because I'm not gonna make I'm not making a profit on it. I just want to make my money out of it plus shipping if I have to ship it in the mail, or pay me outright, but they're gonna have to pick it up, because I'm not gonna drive there on my own gas.
Right.
And I asked them, hey, I got that Type 1 bayonet you asked for, and they've been totally been quiet. And since then, it's like, well, fuck. You know what, actually? If he's not interested in that bayonet, you know what? I know... Wait a minute. Oh, he's got... actually, no. You know what? He has an East German Type 3 bayonet, but it doesn't have a Type 1. You know what? I think I'll give it to him. Because, hey, it's been 2 weeks since I've had this thing around, and kind of don't really want something that I'm not going to really need or use. I asked my dad if he wanted to have one. He's like, well, I don't really have a use for it. I'm like, okay.
A bayonet.
Well, for a rifle that we don't even actually have parts for.
Okay.
Or... it's more for like, oh yeah, you can use it as a display, but it's like, well, it's kind of stupid anyway. It's like, okay. I know the perfect person who could probably receive it. And this guy absolutely loves blades, knives, bayonets, and whatnot. And he does have an AK, an East German AK bayonet, but I don't think he actually has a Type 1, which would be the creme de la creme of AK bayonets. And I literally have no interest in it. I'm just going to take a small loss out of it, but not that much money, really. And just kind of give it to him. I just got to ask a good friend of mine for his Telegram handle and just say, hey, I want to give you a bayonet because I know you like blades. And I want this out of my house. Because you know what? After 2 weeks... I don't know if it's been 2 weeks. It may have been 2 weeks. I can't remember. But if you're expressing interest in something and then back out, I don't know.
It's kind of lame.
I like the guy still, but I'll never do that again.
I get that, shit comes up, but if you're gonna like do something like that, be responsible with your money.
Right.
Prioritize, pay your rent or whatever first.
Actually, no. It's not that. It's just he wasn't interested after all. He told me to get it, thinking he was interested. Then I got it for him. And then he just kind of like
he had a second thought about it. It
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah. I like the guy. He's really, really friendly. But will I ever get stuff for him if anything like that happens again? Nope. I don't know. The idea of getting burned on by a bayonet is silly. I refuse to let a bayonet get in between friends, but I will refuse to do that for him in the future. I don't know. It's just silly.
I get that.
It's silly, but you wanted a Type 1 bayonet for a rifle that he doesn't have either. But he was interested of me getting it for him, and I did.
Maybe he was expecting you to buy it for him.
Oh no, nothing comes for free for me. I won't make profit. You're going to pay what I pay for it, but I'm not going to make profit, but you're going to pay exactly what I pay. If you want me to ship it, you're going to pay a bit more just for the cost of shipping it, like you bought it online.
Right.
So, I'm not trying to screw friends on
No.
stuff. I would rather get what I put in out and only put in enough for the shipping. Literally a zero-sum game. Just literally, hey, I'm getting my money back, and you're getting it shipped out, but you're paying for it in my name with your money. Fine. Perfectly fine. I don't mind this arrangement, but... yeah, I don't know. Collectors are a weird, weird breed. And then all of a sudden, when they back out, it's like, wait, what? You will buy a bag of Russian peanuts.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's silly. I'm not going to think a whole lot much on it. But that's one thing that's kind of not appalling. It's not really appalling by any stretch. It's just kind of
Annoying.
it's kind of annoying. But it is what it is. Whatever. I'm not hurt by it. It just means the bayonet's going to go to a better home. And that is fine by me. Anyway, I'm kind of struggling to get suggestions for topics and whatnot.
Yeah, me too.
You want to call this one off?
We can.
All right. I think we talked a lot of different new things for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I think we're good.
And not on the same old stuff, which is kind of nice too.
Yep.
So,
This wasn't a rerun.
this was not a rerun.
We didn't talk about any poo either.
No,
Although I did fart a little bit.
no. Okay, well, in this case, this has been another episode of the Zooming Hoosk podcast, and once again, I'm your host, Dustin DaHusky. And that, oh my god, those are spread asses.
That's like two individual buns.
No, those are two different asses from two different people that happen to be one sticking out further from behind. If you were to tell me that's two people's asses, I would believe it.
That's impressive.
That's an impressive ass spread.
And I'm Kurt Ann Sourpuss, the ass man.
The ass man.
The ass cat. That's a wallpaper right there.
That's a wallpaper.
Yeah, it's just-
You should put it on Twitter. Anyway, everyone have a good Easter, and we'll catch you next time.